What you do? We are. Get in and go. Trying to tell me something I already know.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated Superstar Tim Vicious. And we're gonna go over Fastlane, the last pay-per-view. Well, it's the last pay-per-view that was on the WWE Network for the US, I should emphasize on. And as well as it was also the first one on Peacock. I don't know about y'all, but I watched it on the network. I wanted to give the network a send-off, a proper send-off. It's the last pay-per-view on it. So, showed that kind of respect, if you will. I don't know, my brain's wired weird in that kind of way. But before we get into that, do want to address news that broke over the course of a couple days leading into during the show on Raw. Andrade Cien Almas, he is officially no longer with WWE. Rumors came out some time ago saying that he requested for his release. And then some were saying, oh, he was denied, oh, he's been given it, this, that, and the other. And then there were rumors going around saying Charlotte threatened to walk out if they didn't give him his release, and this, that, and the other. And oh my God, that's why she got taken off the WrestleMania post. Just, oh my God. Honestly, some of the shit, I don't know, I can't remember for the life of me of what it is, but I swear, people that think they are wrestling journalists have to suffer from this type of phobia, that's where they see obscure theories and connect dots to everything. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to wind up saying that the Montreal Screwjob, I'm pretty sure at some point someone's going to say the Montreal Screwjob was orchestrated by the Illuminati so that way Joe Biden could become the president in the year 2021. That's the kind of weird, stupid. If you think that shit I just said is stupid, honestly, go and read some of the shit that you see on dirt sheets, man. Because a lot of times, 99.9% of the time, they're making shit up, and they're either making shit up or stating the fucking obvious. And I just I could spend an entire episode going on about them, but that's not what the format of this is. We'll put a pin in that, and maybe I'll do that another time. Either way, this episode, Fastlane and the ThunderDome. So yeah, pre-show match, Riddle going against Mustafa Ali with Retribution out there. It was a pretty decent match. Ali was leading, Ali was leading for the most part in the match, was working on Riddle's neck and all, and you could see, one thing that I noticed the whole time while I was watching was Reckoning, Mia Yim. She was just sitting there with that resting bitch face I am so unimpressed by this shit. All the while everyone else is standing there yeah, okay, good work, boss. Not overly cheering come on, you got it, or anything like that, but they're just standing there yeah. Like they're extras in a 2K game. Now, the ending moments in the match was really what made the fucking match. It was just a whole bunch of sequences. It was one big sequence after another leading into the finish, which ended up with Riddle hitting the Bro Derek from the middle rope onto Ali and then getting the 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, all of Retribution comes in, and then Ali starts ripping into all of them, yelling down at them, "This is all your fault. If it wasn't for You guys are the ones that failed, not me. You. It was all you. All you. And then Reckoning, she's the first to walk off. And then, next thing you know, Ali starts to get in the slap nuts. Slap Jack's face. And then Slap Dick walks out. And then we are left with Mason T-Bar. And then they give him a huge double choke slam down to the ground. There was no follow-up on Raw on it, so one would assume, unfortunately, thankfully I do not assume, because when you do, you make an ass out of you and me, make educated guesses. Honestly, my best guess would be they're going to wind up doing something next week or as the days follow via the interwebs. With that said, let's get into this week's show, the main show now. It starts off with the women's tag action. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks going against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Had a nice little start to the match. It was decent. It was a good start for the show. I honestly was not expecting this to be the start of the show. I was figuring something else was going to be it, but I didn't think this one was going to be it. You know, Bianca, she was the punching bag, which was honestly a big surprise for me because given that, you know, and I'm not saying this because I'm not thinking negative one way or another, but thought given that Bianca is being hyped up as Miss WrestleMania for this year because she won the Royal Rumble, she's challenging Sasha, and oh my god, she's teaming with her opponent coming up. Yeah, I just figured Sasha would be the punching bag, especially given past history with her doing tag team stuff. She was, you know, atypically the punching bag. But either way, Bianca was the punching bag, Sasha got the hot tag in, started cleaning up. It was a decent enough match. Now, the ending, though, Now, Shayna, she wound up rolling up Sasha after Sasha, she winds up sidestepping Reginald, who was ringside, and it just, ugh. Again, I hate fucking roll-up finishes like that. You know, you can put on a 12 6/4 stars fucking spectacular. But if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna end with the face or the heel arguing with an outside, with somebody on the outside of the ring, and then have their opponent just go and do a quick boom, 1, 2, 3 roll up, that is a shitty fucking ending it to me. It just feels like, to me it feels like lazy writing. Like, all right, we put together this great big match. All right, how are we gonna end this? We'll get to it, and then, well, all right, it's time to get to it. All right, it's go time. Did we get to the ending? Oh, shit, we didn't. All right, well, fuck it. We'll do a roll up. Go. That's what it feels like. Fucking hate roll-ups. Hate roll-up finishes. Anyways, next matchup, we got Apollo Crews going against Big E for Big E's Intercontinental title. And, you know, I gotta tell you, goddamn, I am fucking loving this new attitude Crews has. And I know, a lot of it is taking bits from his indie days as Ua and all that. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to, let me think of the right way to put this. It's good to see that type of persona on a larger platform, I should say. You know? Now, Big E, he was straight up on fire right at the fucking start of the match, just going straight for Crews, going beating ungodly fuck out of him. And then this was just a straight up power versus power kind of match. And, you know, God bless, thank God Crews is so hyper athletic for a guy his size and build, Because honestly, if he wasn't, this would have been like what I always say, like when you get the two big guys going against each other, it would have been like two old school LJN action figures just mashing with each other. But with Cruz, it was more like having a Mattel figure going against an LJN figure. You know, since the Mattel figures have more articulation and can move and all, and the fucking example makes sense up in here, god damn it, don't judge me. Either way, decent match, absolutely fucking loved it, and we get another fucked up finish, so we're 0 for 2 with good finishes on this one. It came to be where they were fighting for roll up, and then it kind of landed in the middle, and then Big E's legs kind of popped out some, and it was 1, 2, 3-ish, and then it was just, ugh. But as shitty as that ending was, I think of this almost in a sense like a movie, you know? It was a good movie with a bad ending, however, made up for it with a really good post-credit scene, which was the aftermath of the match, which was Apollo beating the ungodly shit out of Big E, telling him this is on how, you know, pretty much just hitting the nail on the head. This is my time now. This is my time. I am here. You want to call me out? You want to call me out? You want to say I'm not worthy? I'm going to show you who's worthy. And, you know, he's saying that kind of shit. I'm not quoting, but next up we got Braun Strowman against Elias. Why? Elias, of all people. Well, either way, the reason why it's Elias instead of Shane as it was announced is because they showed a little video earlier in the day, Shane McMahon doing some kickboxing training, and he went to do a high knee, came down, landed, and tweaked it. Was not medically cleared for the night. So Shane had Elias take his place, which very much so what you expect. He pretty much fucking pancaked Elias. And yeah, then we get it again the following night on Raw, and then it leads to Shane taking his crutch, whack! And the crutch literally bends like this over Braun's back, and Braun just like, tell me you did not just hit me with that motherfucker. And Shane's just like, whoa, easy big guy. And then runs for the fucking hills. So Braun calls Shane out for a match at WrestleMania. So it was obvious. I mean, come on. People want to go and say, oh, well, they're going to do the build up for, oh, I fucking called it. You didn't fucking call shit, dipshit. It was fucking obvious. It was supposed to be like that, so that way fans would see it and be like, oh my god, are they going to do that? I think they're gonna. Oh man, that'd be cool if they did. Oh my god, they did! Seriously. And those are the kind of people that like to think of themselves as wrestling journalists. Yeah. Next up we got Seth Rollins going against Shinsuke Nakamura, and oh my god, this was a damn good match. Really good. It was a very physical for WWE standards, you know. Not when I say physical, I'm referring to in WWE standards, because I know there'll be somebody out there that'll say, oh well, he's saying that's physical, but you know, in New Japan, these two had a match that was far more physical, and those two walked out with welts and bruises that covered their entire chest. Or they'll say, this match happened in the NWA, or in Ring of Honor, or in AEW, and, you know, you can go fuck yourself. Seriously, I am sick and tired of these fuckheads. God, I really am on fucking fire tonight, huh? Anyways, this is a damn good match. It was really physical, you know. Had a lot of good back and forth. And the whole time I'm watching it, and I'm watching it with my son, and he's sitting there breaking it down, looking over it, and he's like, you know, Dad, This is only the second time these two ever won against each other, one-on-one. Really, buddy? Yeah, they went against each other at Survivor Series, remember? Nakamura was on SmackDown and Seth was on Raw. They were both Intercontinental and US. Good on you, dude. I forgot all about that. So, yeah. In which, then, the following day, we were prompted to have to see that because, and damn, fucking impressive then. You know, I mean, shit, I can't believe I fucking forgot that. But either way, it was a damn good match. And match came to an end. Seth got the curb stomp. So, what I originally thought, I can openly admit, I was fucking wrong. Because now what it looks like, instead of what I predicted before, Cesaro, Seth leading to Seth versus Nakamura, was now instead Seth and Nakamura leading into Seth versus Cesaro at Mania. So, I'm all fucking for that. You know, give Cesaro the big platform, give him the time to shine, and make a stipulation. The winner gets full ownership of the coffee bar they both co-own. Okay, maybe that's not a good stipulation. Let's move forward. Next matchup, we got Drew McIntyre going against Sheamus. And okay, this is the third match that these two had. And again, these two did not fucking disappoint. This was a no-holds-bar match. This was fucking bowling shoe ugly in all of the good ways. You know? Just non-stop fucking physicality. And honestly, the best way I can fucking describe this, these two going at it, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus going at it, is if like you saw, if you guys saw me and my brother fight, or look up an old classic John Wayne movie, The Quiet Man, watch the movie and then wait until you get to the bar fight, that pretty much describes on how this fight was. It just, holy fuck nuts. That's on how I could, that's the best I could describe it. And I can only picture Vince McMahon sitting in the meeting, pitching the idea of having them two. Well, goddamn, pal, think about it. You have this huge, muscular, vascular-looking Irishman. And then you have this huge, muscular, vascular Scotsman. And you have them clash at each other. God damn, pal. That's such good shit. That's all I can picture Vince saying. As far as the match goes, like I said, it was bowling shoe ugly in all the good ways. I fucking loved it. At one point, Sheamus threw Drew through one of the LED boards. You could see sparks and all flying up and high, which, you know, I give a lot of shit to a lot of wrestling companies for a lot of things. And while I give it all mostly for WWE on here, I will say this. The one thing that they did good, they made that fucking LED board explosion look a million times better than AEW did with their explosive barbed wire death match. You know, I never thought I'd see a day a LED board beat an exploding barbed wire death match for a high spot. Yeah. Really incredible back and forth. I fucking loved it. It was really damn good storytelling, just plain and simple. It was that story of, listen, we're friends, we're not friends no more, so we're gonna settle this like two old dogs would. We don't like each other. Last one standing walks. Last one standing wins. And that's on how and you know, shit, that's on how I grew up, on how we unfriended people. But match came to an end with Drew. He wound up hitting a future shock on a piece of table that Sheamus brought in, like, because Sheamus, he did a white noise to McIntyre on the announce table on the outside and then picked up a chunk of the side announce table, brought it in, was going to smash Drew with it. couldn't, and then Drew hit the future shock on that, and then popped a Claymore. 1, 2, 3. That was it. The following night on Raw, Sheamus had a one-on-one match with the almighty Bobby Lashley, and then for whatever reason, Shelton and Cedric decided to start to get in and then get involved, and then Drew came out and shook them off and made it simple. Listen, I don't like him. I don't respect him. Or not, I don't like him, but I got nothing but respect for him. He went toe-to-toe with me and he lasted. You know, pretty much like one of those, listen, he may be an asshole, but nobody else is allowed to call him an asshole except me kind of arguments. Which is pretty much what my dad always used to say to me. Moving forward, next up we got Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss, which again, big shock to everyone on that sense, like, holy hell, they're really doing this? And then Little Miss Bliss coming out all super pasty white with the dark makeup under the eyes. It was just, whoa, okay, not expecting that. Coming out way more cute, kind of creepy than normal. And the match started with Bliss throwing a fireball at Randy right off the bat, and then just kind of toying cat and mouse. Oh, come on, Randy. Like that, and then eventually just she looks, and then you just see a hand rip through the ring, and then you see the Fiend come out, return, rotted, decay, or not decay, but rotted, burnt, mangled, mutilated, and Randy just looking like, what the, and then backs up into the corner. Bliss is in. Bliss shoves Randy into the Fiend, who then pops his sister Abigail, and then Little Miss Bliss props herself on top of Randy in what could only be described as quite possibly one of the most provocative pins I have seen, short from Edge pinning Beulah McGillicuddy at ECW One Night Stand. And at that moment, every male wrestling fan out there was completely jealous and pissed off at Randy Orton and wished they were in that match with Alexa Bliss. The following night, Randy called out Bliss and the Fiend. Bliss came out with the creepy Jack-in-the-Box, and then the Fiend showed up behind him. Randy pulled out a gas can, splashed some on him, splashed some again, went to go for a lighter, and then just as the Fiend looked like he was about to react, boom, Randy pops an RKO, turns around, Bliss creeps him out because she's like super creepy fast, like, whoa, okay. And then the Fiend hits the mandible claw on him. So again, yeah, obvious we were going to get this match between them two. Building, it was fucking made back in fucking TLC 3 months ago, people. So don't go saying this shit is just brand fucking new or this was coming. Or, oh well, they didn't have it. They were sitting on him because they needed to figure out on how to do it. No! It was fucking made and built for it until this time, you fucking little toe suckers. Anyways, now we come to main event of the night. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Edge as the special ringside enforcer. And I gotta tell you, until Edge was involved, he felt like, yeah, it was almost like that old Sesame Street segment. One of these things is not like the other. Because Edge is just sitting there, or not sitting, but standing there, watching the whole time. A serious me-mugging look on his face, like, like that, you know, as opposed to, yeah, I don't know, just personally would have watched like if I was actually observing, you know, not just stand in one spot during the entire match. Circle around, you know. If the ref doesn't see it, I want to see it, so that way I can say, hey, ref, over here. Something like that. But Bryan man, I give Daniel Bryan a lot of credit. You know, I may not be a fan of him returning to action, and I have made that bold and clear, but his in-ring work is still second to none. Starting out with doing like some cat and mouse toying games with Roman, a little bit at the start, and then Roman leading afterwards, leading early on after that, you know, just straight up, this is my legacy. This is my business. You're going to acknowledge me. Acknowledge me as your chief. I am the head of the table. You will respect me. All the while, when Bryan was fighting back, he was softening up Roman's left shoulder so that way he could pop in the label lock. At one point, there's a ref bump, which was no surprise was going to happen given that we got a ringside enforcer. It was Bryan going for the running knee strike. Roman moved out the way, which the ref was oh so conveniently behind Roman when that happened. And then the ref caught that flying knee. Excuse me. Don't worry, that's not a COVID cough. I already got my first vaccine dose. I'm getting my other one next week. Be cool. But he wound up, the ref took a bump, fell down, got outside the ring. Edge came in, was starting to work, you know, was about to go and call it when, because Daniel had the yes lock in, and next thing you know, Jey Uso, boom, super kick. And then Daniel Bryan, boom, super kick. And Jey just throwing out super kicks like you thought he was a young buck until he went and grabbed a chair, was getting ready to go and start using it. Next thing you know, started going to use it on him. Edge got back up on his feet, cracked the chair over him, and then, yeah, so then Edge just pretty much snapped and cracked the chair over everyone. Roman, Daniel, everyone. And then after that, Edge just all sorts of pissed off. And then afterwards, on how the match comes to an end, Roman pins Daniel Bryan after Edge smashes the chair on both guys while Roman was in the yes lock, like I said. So, yeah. So, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Also, look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash, let me know you found me on there from here. On my Twitter at Tim Vicious, on the thing guy, Creep John, go and leave any interesting complaints, thoughts, questions, concerns, grunts, groans down below. I'm always open to criticism, good, bad, or anything in between. Also, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats already on the Twitter. Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants, and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.